I suppose we've all had that time when we feel a little bit lost. That niggling feeling that something's not right, that everything's a little bit more imposing, a little bit darker than it might actually be. Around 7 years back, I had that feeling. Turns out I wasn't lost. For me, that feeling was depression. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I guess a lot of people at some point in their lives do go through it, and they're going to continue to do so. I didn't seek help, I didn't tell anybody about it, and I tried to ignore it. Turns out, not one of my best ideas. It did, however, lead me here. Now, I'm not going to go through it all blow by blow, but eventually I did talk to somebody, I did get help, but it didn't work how I thought it would. With hindsight though, I can actually see that I did really feel better before I started taking the medication. So after a year of taking it, I decided to stop. If you're suffering though, I do not suggest that you stop taking your medication. Everybody's journey is different, and it was a choice that I made for me. Your path might be totally different. It really was a long, hard road, and I did feel a lot worse before I felt better. But ultimately, what I found was more beneficial to me was talking to someone. I choose to believe that the depression doesn't mean that I'm missing something, but instead, I use it as part of me to make me, well, me. I try not to let that feeling of being overwhelmed, that overriding feeling to lock myself away from everybody and not face those what seem like impossible odds, hinder me. Instead, when I get those feelings, I try to see it as a challenge and I use it to make myself better. I'll learn something new, help somebody do something, whatever it is, I try to do something positive. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy, and sometimes I don't always succeed. But over the past 3 years, I've challenged myself to do something positive and learn something new, a large skill every year. But I guess there is, and I suppose there always will be, a stigma around talking about mental health. It is hard, and you know what? It's a little bit embarrassing to do something like this. And if somebody does have a problem with it, well, it's just that. It's their problem, not yours. After all, nobody can really be alone anymore. I mean, I'm here talking to you. The wonders of the internet. It's a great thing, isn't it? Well, I guess you're wondering, why am I telling you all this? That's a very good question. So let me tell you. Last year, I challenged myself to do something positive every day, and that was to draw and write. And I did that, and it filled the void. I've always loved art, and I've always tried to draw. So last year, I decided to use my depression as inspiration. I did 365 drawings, and to accompany them, I did 365 journal entries. Like I've already said, I really love learning. So this year, I decided to do something different. I'm learning to make a documentary about my city, my hometown, Bradford in West Yorkshire. What am I going to do different? Well, that's a conversation for the next video. See ya.